Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Joy, and if you're new here, hello. As you can tell by the title, today's video is going to be basically about my experience with a colposcopy, with an abnormal pap smear, what happened during, after the results, all of that. I'm gonna talk about it in this video. Let's just jump right into the video. So basically, my experience with a colposcopy. If you don't, I just give you guys a brief summary, but I feel like if you're watching the video, you probably have been told you're about to have a colposcopy, or maybe you just up late at night Googling stuff. I don't know. Basically, a colposcopy is, which I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I think I am, but just in case I'm not, I'm sorry. But I think I am. A colposcopy is basically a procedure that is done once a female has a abnormal pap smear. Yeah, you can normally during a colposcopy you have a biopsy, not always, but that is just one of the things that normally, if you don't know what a biopsy is, it's just where they take a little piece of the skin. You can get a biopsy anywhere on your body, but they take but with a colposcopy they take a little piece of your cervix, send it to a lab. The lab, tells you if it's serious or if it's not. That's basically what a colposcopy is. To sum it up, it's basically a early detection to determine if you have precancerous cells, basically. So yeah. With me, in 2017, I had my first pap smear. That pap smear came back normal, nothing was wrong. I was good. I was a virgin too, so I should probably just throw it out there. So 2018, I had a pap smear, and that one came back abnormal. At the time, my NP was not concerned because she also had diagnosed me with mycoplasma. Mycoplasma is a whole nother video, you guys. But to kind of give you a rundown of mycoplasma, mycoplasma is basically a sexually transmitted bacteria. It is not an STD, it is not an STI. It is a bacteria that is transmitted sexually. I can't believe I'm telling you guys this. I'm a very private person. I don't tell anybody anything. But yeah, but it's part of my story, so whatever. So yeah, it's the same bacteria that stems from meningitis, walking pneumonia, etc. So she wasn't too concerned with that abnormal pap smear because she said that it was probably, like that bacteria that was affecting my cervical cells. So fast forward to this year, I go to the doctor. I have my pap smear done again, and I get my results back. I'm not even, listen, let me tell y'all, let me give y'all a little story about that. Actually, they put my results on my chart 2 days before they called me. And not only that, y'all, 2 different nurses called me. One nurse called me 2 days later, and the nurse called me basically like 3 days later. And I'm just like, y'all need to get it together. Y'all really do, honestly. But anyway, the first nurse, because she was the one who basically answered all my questions. The first nurse, she basically called me and told me that, hey, Miss Parks, you have a abnormal pap smear. Now the NP wants to do a colposcopy. And I'm like, a colposcopy? Well, let me rewind for a little bit. Let me go back. Let me go back. During those 2 days before they had called me, and when they had put the test results in my chart, I actually kind of started doing my own research, and I actually seen like a colposcopy might be one of the things that your doctor wants to do if you have an abnormal pap smear. So I was kind of familiar, but not really, because I really didn't know what it was. So she's like, Miss Parks, she wants to do a colposcopy now, since this is your 2nd year of having an abnormal pap smear. And I'm like, okay, but what is a colposcopy? Like what do you mean she wants to do a colposcopy? What is it? What do you mean? And she was just like, colposcopy is just basically a pap smear, but the doctor uses a microscope to perform the procedure. And I'm like, what do you mean a procedure? She was just like, like she might have to do a biopsy. And I was just like, oh, okay. So, and I asked her, I was like, would an NP do it, or will it be a doctor who actually does it? And she told me it would be an actual doctor. So she transferred me over to the people who schedule the appointment setters. And mind you guys, I had the pap smear done in May. At the end of May. They called me like at the beginning of June. So the appointment setter was like, the next availability they had would be at the end of July. So I was just like, okay, I'll take whatever the first opening is. And it was July 22nd at 11:30. So during that basically month and a half that I had to think about this whole procedure, most days I would try not to think about it. I would try to, like, if I thought about it, I would try to switch my mind to something else. Like, okay, Joy, like, you still got a little ways. Don't worry about it. But as the time grew closer and closer, especially the night before, y'all, like, I felt like I was panicking the night before. I was just like, okay, Joy, I don't know what's about to happen. Like I don't know, like, because it's the unknown. It was the unknown that was really killing me. So the day comes, the 22nd comes, and I went to the doctor. I got to the doctor, whatnot. It took me, I got there at 11:30. I didn't see the doctor until like 12:10-ish. I don't know what she was doing, eating lunch. I don't know. But yeah, so she came in the room. Her and the nurse came in there, and she was really nice. Like, that was my first time ever seeing like actual OBGYN. Like, normally, like I said, I always see NP, women's health, whatever they title is. I think it's women's health. So she was really super nice. Like, she made me feel comfortable, I guess comfortable as I could be, even though I was still panicking. Yeah, she basically just gave me a rundown of what she would be doing. And she told me that with abnormal cells, she told me that you can either have low, which is what I had, low meaning that you have mild abnormal cell change on your cervix, or you can have high, which is severe abnormal cell change on your cervix. I had low. So she was like, she told me off top that she wasn't too concerned with me because I'm young and I'm healthy. And I asked her, like, before she did the procedure, because, I had my list of questions, and one of my questions was, what's going to happen to me, like, going forward? Like, would this do anything with my fertility? She's just like, no. Like, once again, you're young, you're healthy, you will bounce back. And that kind of put a little ease to me, a little bit, like when she told me that, it would be okay or whatever. That kind of gave me a little hope, a little ease. Because, I want 5 kids. Like, for real, I really want 5 kids. So that really, like, that helped me. Oh, wait. Maybe I should back. Let me go back. Let me go back really quick. Just really quick. Let me go back. Before I had went and got my pap smear done this year, I actually had to go back to the doctor because y'all really can't believe I'm telling y'all this stuff. I really can't. Oh my god. Because I was reinfected with the mycoplasma. So let me jump back to the procedure, the day of the procedure. And that was one of the questions that I asked her. I was like, hey, do you think, like, because I had mycoplasma, do you think that played a role in the abnormal cells? And she was like, no. Like, she just seemed so sure of the answer no. And I mean, I still have my speculations on that, but I'm not a doctor yet. I'll let you guys know when I become a doctor. yeah, yeah, to be continued on that. The procedure. So during the procedure itself only took like 5 minutes. So basically, what happened was, I don't know what all these instruments are called, you guys. But she took the thing that is used during a pap smear that, you know, like opens up your vagina so they can get to, you know, like opens you up. She took that and she first stuck it, like she put it inside. She was just like, she told the nurse, she was like, no, like, go and get the smaller ones. Go get the small, like all small tools. And so that was a relief. Like, that was a really a relief. So she sticks the thing, the instrument inside of me. And I thought, because you know, like during a pap smear, like they normally like open it up. She didn't. Like, it was literally like she just stuck something like inside of my vagina. She just stuck it there. And I was just like, okay. Like, that gave me a little bit of relief. I was like, okay. But don't get too happy, Joy, because you don't know what she's about to do next. So, then she took a vinegar-based solution, and she, you know, like, y'all know, like, how those little, like a baby bottle brush, but a nipple brush? It was like that. She dipped that into the vinegar solution, and she stuck it in my vagina, and she started, like, she used it as, like, an activation to activate, like, the cells on the cervix or whatever. And she took the microscope. I'll show you guys a picture of what that looked like. And she was just, you know, she took a few seconds, she looked, she was like, I don't see anything. I see a little bit of abnormal cells on the opening of your cervix, but that's it. Like, I don't really see anything. So then she took like a Q-tip, but it was like with a bigger cotton ball head, whatever you want to call things. She took that and she was just like, now I'm going to tell you, this might hurt a little bit. It's going to hurt a little bit worse than what a pap smear would feel like. And she swiped it around my cervix. I felt a little pressure. That was it. Like, it wasn't as bad as what I felt like she was saying it was probably going to feel like. So she did that. She stuck it in a Ziploc bag. The nurse zipped it up. She was just like, you know, I don't see a need to do a biopsy on you because, like I said, you only have a little bit. I only see a very small amount on your opening of your cervix. So I don't feel that's a need to do a biopsy. And y'all, in that moment, that's when you cannot tell me God is not real, y'all. Because honestly, all the, like, that month and a half, y'all, I would pray every single night, basically, Lord, please pressure no pain, God, please pressure no pain, Lord, please do not let her do a biopsy, Lord, pressure no pain, y'all. And I felt no pain, like maybe a little bit of pressure, but that was it, y'all. I was like, oh my God, thank you, God, thank you, Lord. I was like, thank you, Lord, thank you, God. Like, y'all cannot tell me there is not a God. Like, God is real, y'all. And but so yeah, then after that she told me that you might have a little bit of like a discharge or like a spotting, but I didn't. When I was walking out of the doctor's office, I thought I was spotting because I felt like something was dropping from there. Like, you know, I had like a little discharge or whatever, but no, I mean, I don't know, maybe it was the vinegar like base solution that was maybe coming out or whatever, but honestly, there was no blood. I wasn't in any pain afterwards. I was back to normal. She told me that it would take her about a week to get the results back. But it actually took them 2 days, and I post the results here. And everything was negative. During the appointment, she told me, depending upon what the results would look like, would depend on if she wants to see me back in 6 months or a year. And when the nurse called me, she told me everything was negative, and the doctor would send me back. Well, yeah, the doctor would send me back in a year. So that's basically my experience with the colposcopy. I know everybody don't have that same experience. I know some women, they do have to have a biopsy. And I guess like my takeaway on this whole, like the whole procedure, is go into it with like an open mind. You know what I mean? Like, because you really don't know what's gonna happen during the procedure. Like me, I was I was panicking and praying at the same time, you know, like, I didn't want the biopsy. Thank God I didn't have to have the biopsy, because, like reading, like stuff like that, there's spotting and bleeding after that, along with pain. And no woman wants to, like, be put through that. Yeah, I mean, like I said, that's basically like my story. I don't really, the only, like I said, the only advice I can really give you guys is to go into it with kind of like an open mind, like a open mind, you know what I mean? Like, and I say that very lightly because you don't know what's going to happen on the procedure. Don't try to work yourself up to being like, I don't know, don't overwork yourself on something you really don't know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? You won't know what's going to happen until the doctor actually like starts looking at your cervix on what's going to happen. But my only thing is, you guys, is just to pray. Like, if you believe in prayer, if you believe in God, just pray. Ask God to take the lead. Don't be afraid to share, like your experience with a colposcopy, because it's a very normal thing that women have, but nobody talks about it. Like, for some reason, nobody ever talks about like a colposcopy. Like, I didn't find maybe 1 or 2 videos of a colposcopy, but I didn't find really any videos of a colposcopy on YouTube. There's like a few forums on Google about a colposcopy, but that's about it. Like, it's one of those, I don't know whether us women are embarrassed to talk about it, because it is kind of like an embarrassing thing, but kind of, but not really. But yeah, just don't be afraid. That's really all I can like say. Like I said, I know my experience might not be what the next woman experience is, or what the woman before me experience was, but this is just my story with it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. I will answer it. I think I covered everything that happened to me. Wait, before I go, women, remember to always go to the doctor. Like, if you are sexually active, or even if you're not, go to your family doctor, go to your gynecologist. Like, just have your routine checkups. You know what I mean? Like, it does not hurt. If you have insurance, it does not hurt just to go to the doctor. Hey, just go to your family doctor, Remember to always have your checkups and stuff like that, because you never know what's going on with your body. It's better to be prepared than to be unprepared. Thank you so much for watching this video. Like I said, I hope it helped. Even if it just helped one person, hope it did. But until next time, I will see you guys later.